there have been a lot of talk about Bitcoin mining.
Yes.
As a way to get rich.
Bitcoin mining is probably the worst way to try to get rich and will end poorly for most people. Bitcoin mining is an industrial infrastructure component. So let me ask a quick question from the audience, if you don't mind. How many people here know how BGP routing works?
There are some, actually.
And this is an internet conference. How many of you use the internet? Oh, never mind. You don't need to know how I know how BGP routing works, but usually I'm surrounded by no one else who does. And yet everybody uses it. So you don't need to know how Bitcoin mining works or why in order to use Bitcoin. Mining is the industrial infrastructure that secures the network and allows us to operate without intermediaries. And the miners are not intermediaries either. Anyone can join that network and participate at any time, leave. They're completely anonymous. We don't actually know where they are.
No, actually, yeah. Yeah, because I think at least media in Sweden are describing mining as something dark and, you know.
Yes.
Well, it certainly sounds dark. And I know miners, they're, you know,
yeah, right.
coal.
Sounds like a lot of hard work. Yeah.
Mining is special purpose high performance computing that happens with application specific integrated circuits, silicon chips. Now, that's the kind of thing that if you print in a newspaper, nobody's going to buy that newspaper again. So that's why media don't describe it like that. Yeah. It's much better to think about the dark web. You know, that sells newspapers. Yeah. And so we're seeing this. But, you know, I don't know how many of you were around in the early days of the internet. This is exactly what happened then. At the time, it was only for geeks and academics, an obscure, weird technology that nobody would ever really use, and of course, a plaything for criminals, especially fraudsters. Yeah. And a lot of people were terrified to do online commerce, to buy things online. And they said, this will never work because people won't do it. So again, we're seeing a bit of that. People are afraid of change. And we're still very early days. We're about where the internet was in maybe 93, 94.
Yeah, so it was gaming, porn, and rock and roll.
Actually, 93, 94 was the first time we had DNS. It was mostly FTP, Archie, and Usenet, news groups in text. So no porn, couldn't really download that stuff.
Oh, you don't know ASCII artists.
All right. Thank you very much for a very interesting speech. Thank you.
Thank you.